Welcome to this Sunday morning. It's the 11th of December, 2022, and we've got a collection of people from all over the globe who have done the weekend course and have really gelled us and bonded us. We've got through to day 5. We did start with 12, we're down to 11. However, we've got team 1 coming up first, which is Tom and his team. So the weather outside, it's 10 a.m. The weather outside is snowy. It's Christmassy. We're all getting into that mood a little bit. So sit back and be entertained by 2 fantastic teams. The first team, Tom and his team. I'll start the time with Tom as soon as I hear your voice. Good luck, my friend.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you and welcome to our first meeting. My name is Tom Raitt and I am a director at Tom and Partners Construction Limited. The upcoming project is located on the Greenfield site on Bromley Close, and the project is going to consist of the construction of 6 brick and block houses with an estimated duration of 12 months. I would briefly like to run through a few of the key members and their roles throughout the project. The principal designer is Pavel. We have the principal contractor, which is myself, Tom, and Partners Construction Limited. Site managers, Peter and Darwin. We have a security manager, Inder Singh. First aid and fire marshals, Darwin. We have a supervisor, which is myself, and a mental health first aider, which is again myself and Pavel. I'm now going to pass you over to Pavel, who's going to run through the site plan.
Hi guys. So as Tom mentioned, my name is Pavel. I've managed to organize that draft site plan for your first the first meeting. Just wanted to explain a few bits and bobs about this. I just want to show you where I've got a container. So you can look into the bottom left-hand side. You got 3 containers over there for your materials. Going to the right, there's a couple of skips and then a coach storage area. North from that, obviously, we've got a little car park and 6 buildings that we're going to be working on. To the left-hand side from that, we've got a side office, changing room, canteen, and toilets. If you're looking at the school road, there we've got 2 gates for vehicles only, and there's also a side entrance for pedestrians. Now we've got marked out on the drawing that where the fire extinguishers are, fire escapes, and also first aid kits. I'm probably going to need to add a few more first aid kits into actually buildings that we're going to be working on. But at the moment, we've got first aid within security, pads, and side office. If you guys hear the fire alarm, please go to the car park. You can see there's assembly points over there. Where we are going to meet you and on the heads. So that'll be it from me on the site plan.
Good morning, guys. I'm the security manager for Bromley Close site. My name is Inder Singh. So by looking at the location of the cabins on site, so the first security officer cabin would be placed at the main entrance from Bromley Close site, as Pavel has recently shown you on the map. The second security cabin would be placed at the exit point of the Bromley Close site. So both security cabins are going to be installed by a select company. This includes the site manager office, means all the security cabins and the site manager office will be connected to the power. This includes toilet services, canteen, changing room, alongside the main site office. So roughly we are expecting around 30 people working on site, which is a quite good team. Site induction to be conducted by the site manager on duty. And yeah, I'll pass over now to Dorin.
Thank you, Inda. My name is Dorin Montiano. I will be the site manager, fire marshal, and first aider of this site. Regarding site storage, on site will be store different materials, which for example, plasterboard, wood, cement, water-based paint, bricks, metal, and roof tiles. This will be stored on pallets. This is not all of them. This is just a few examples of them. And we have a coach container, which will be separate from the other containers, will be signed, ventilated, and locked. Two other containers, which will contain the materials for the for the site needed. We have like electrical, the tools, PPE, and all other, water, coffee, sugar. All of them will be in two different containers. Thank you, Tom.
Next slide.
Inda, back to you, Inda.
Next, yeah, next slide. Tom, next.
That's all right.
Yeah, so coming back to the site security system, in terms of access control on site, so every staff basically, once they have completed the site induction, there will be a company card issued. So in order for security to control the access control on site, with people coming in and out. So we are thinking about installing 10 to 15 cameras on site. So now how the security will control the access control, basically, there will be devices provided by and approved by the site team, like a phone scanners. And obviously unauthorized people or trespassers, only staff issued with a company ID cards are allowed on site. So no company ID cards, then simple no entry. Visitors, in terms of visitors, obviously to be allowed on site if their name are present on the visitor list check. If in case they're not present on the visitor list, then obviously security has to report to the site manager, and security officers to make sure they have the right appropriate equipment on site. Thank you, Tom. Thanks. Now, again, coming back to the PPE, in terms of PPE, make sure traffic marshals and security officers are wearing appropriate and full visible PPE. Obviously, we're going to have 4 security officers during day shift, which they're going to be holding SIA badges plus CPCS traffic marshal trained, in order for them to control and book even HGV vehicles coming on site. During night, obviously, you're looking to have 2 night guards to make sure, obviously, the site is safe and operated 24 hours. Thank you. Yeah, these are some rules that we have mentioned that has been projected for security officers. For example, I mean, the site operating times is going to be between 7 to 5. Obviously, we have the school local, and we have to make sure that heavy vehicles, especially, are recorded on the tablet and escorted by a banksman, especially when HGV vehicles are reversing. Thank you, Tom.
Fire and emergency procedures. A fire and emergency plan will be created and included with the instruction prior to the start of the works. This emergency plan must include location fire points where are the nearest fire exits from the site. It's already done with, and it's already filed, and it's with all the documents. The fire plan must include fire extinguisher, already was presented by Pavel, which can be used on the different types of fire. In the event of the fire, following procedures must be followed. If a fire is small, can be dealt immediately, use appropriate extinguisher, only if you are properly trained. Or if not, just call the near fire marshal, which will be myself. Use the fire alarm to warn people to leave site. When you leave the site, make sure to tell other people just to go to assembly points. To assembly points, one of the managers will have the list to check if everybody went out. When the emergencies emergencies will come, or the services, myself will be there to directing them, you know, to tell them exactly what happened. Thank you, Tom. Accident reporting and investigations. The accident reporting, recording, investigation will be in line with the requirements outlined in the HSNC plan. In case of the accident, report to the manager's office where are the first kit aids to receive appropriate help. Do not attempt to just, you know, to do it yourself if you are not a first aider. And all accidents must be recorded in accident logbook. This is mandatory. Thank you, Tom. Types of potential emergencies can be poisoning, electrocution, structural collapse, toxic releases, drowning, because there we have like a small lake, and choking. Thank you, Tom. Emergency arrangements. We have a first aid plan, a flooding plan, spillage plan, hospital plan, waste management plan, and confined space management. When we will do the digging, there can be, you know, a risk of confined space. Thank you, Tom.
Right, so again, drafted a first revision of the traffic management plan, just to let know everyone what we can expect on site. So, well, we have the Greenfield site is allowed site, with the vehicles coming through the whole day. I'm guessing the picking hours will be early in the morning. What we've organized over there, we've organized 2 gates. So the gate number 1 will be for our entrance for the vehicles, and then gate 2 exit only. This way, we've managed to create one-way system on site, so there's no need for reversing. That should help us with keep people safe from not being knocked by reverse vehicles. The vehicle route will be barrier off with Chapter 8 barriers, keeping vehicles and pedestrians apart. The site speed limit is 5 miles an hour. All deliveries are to be communicated to site traffic management team at least 24 hours in advance. That will need to include dropping off the tools, materials, and plants. A permit also needs to be granted to enter these areas. All delivery drivers will need to sign in with security guards at gate 1. Now, if we got cars or lorries coming out, there will be security with also traffic marshal. He'll be stopping traffic on the school roads to make sure we can exit safely. There is a pedestrian entrance to site. Please do not use vehicle gates. The gates will be shut all the time unless the vehicle is coming through. And the last one, the staff cars to be parked within marked car park only, which is nearby the lake. Thank you.
Document control. It's a file 1. We have all the files already put in place. They are in the appropriate file. So you have like a letter from the client, program of work, construction phase plan, liability insurance, HNS policy, waste licenses, environmental licenses. All this, it's in one file, which is from HNC, for HNC. Next one, please, Tom. All the other documents like RAMS registers, contractor RAMS, young operative RAMS, they will be in the file 2. which will contain all these files. In file 3, we have the induction and CSCS cards, face fittings, and all other files will be added to this file 3 if it's mandatory. In file 4, we have permit to dig, hot works permit, electrical permit, working from heights permit, lifting permits, ladder permit, confined space permit. Like I said, could be a confined space when we're digging. So we making sure that that's why we include a permit for confined spaces. Thank you, Tom.
So we take the welfare of all our workers quite importantly, and we think we've offered substantial welfare facilities to accommodate all the workers. We've included 6 toilets on the site, 4 are male and 2 are female. We've also got a disabled toilet, which is also a visitor toilet. We've supplied 2 canteens, each with 2 fridges, 2 sinks, both with hot and cold water, both with kettles and microwaves, and drinking clean water. We have lockers for up to 30 workers. We have 32 chairs with backrests and 5 tables seating a maximum of 8 people. We also have washing facilities, which will have segregated changing rooms. All the welfare facilities will be heated and cleaned daily. There's also going to be a first aid box and defibrillator found in the welfare areas, and it's for up to 30 workers one time.
Hello, my name is Piotr. I'm a site manager for Tom and Partners. I worked for this firm for 2 years. Site signage is very important on site, and it is going to be spread out across the site appropriately. We can talk about plenty signages, but the main 3 signages, it's HSE poster, company health and safety policy, and company insurance policy. That's requested by law. Thank you. Site safety rules, this is just a couple of them. On the induction day, it will be explained and all the site rules will be shown and explained. This is just the samples. Do you have them written down? Samples like side induction, side hours, there'll be no smoking on site, PPE must be worn all the time, CSCS requested for all workers, permit for hot works, materials be kept separately contained and isolated, locations, and etc. Thanks.
Now, coming back to the induction procedure. So the induction will normally take place at the main site office with the site manager at Bromley Close site. Normally the site specific induction will be between Monday to Thursday from 9 to 2:30. And the site induction will include the following: introduction, systems and procedures, company strategy, services, job specification information, onboarding plan, health and safety. All contractors will be required, obviously, to have a CSCS card. And company ID passes will be issued once the site-specific induction has been completed with the site manager. Thank you.
Permissions and notifications. We needed some notification permission from council and local authorities. One, it was to temporarily close the road when we build the main gate. It was a permission. This was from the council. Permission for the water supply to expel rainwater into the water source. Permission from the council to dig near a tree to discover the existence of a possible electrical wire, and for that we need a permission from them. planning permission from the local authority, permission from authority building to work close to a rainwater drain, permission from the council to dig on the road to install the new site entrance. This is just few of them. All of them are properly filed and they can be found in the management office. Thank you, Tom.
We understand that mental health is a massive issue in the construction industry. It's one of the biggest, well, I think it is the biggest killer in construction. So we've put a mental health policy together. So we want to fully support everybody on site with their mental health issues. We also want to reduce the stigma associated with mental health and actually speaking out about mental health. So obviously we don't want anyone to suffer in silence. We're always here to lend an ear, always here to listen. And we also offer help and resources. We've also signed up to the part of the building mental health charter. We're also going to be offering frequent toolbox talks on the matter to offer a better understanding amongst the workplace in helping dealing with mental health. We're also going to be doing staff training for better mental health awareness. And we definitely are going to have at least one trained mental health first aider on site at all times. And we're also going to encourage team building exercises outside of work, just to help boost morale and hopefully reduce any stress what the job might take. And with that, I think we are just about done. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me just stop the stopwatch there. So let's give that a round of applause before we go into the questions. It's traditional. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let just turn my page over. So I've got some note paper to write the questions. Could I encourage the first question then, please?
I have a question.
That's Phil.
You know your changing rooms, are they
Yes.
heated overnight to dry clothes out?
It's not something what we've actually looked at thoroughly yet. I don't think we will do, just for a possible health and safety risk of obviously no one sort of monitoring any sort of heat coming out of them.
Well, you actually said that there was security on site, so you should actually have somebody monitoring it.
Well, the site security will be monitoring the actual site, but I don't know whether they're going to be, unless the signs of trespass, they won't be entering inside the locked welfare facilities.
That gives me a second question. Does your site security, do they have a separate cabin, or are they?
Yeah, we've got two cabins
in a brew. Yeah, so they're not allowed in our brew room.
They got two security cabins. Yeah. The basically, if anything goes wrong, let's suppose with the CCTV cameras on site, then obviously the security manager has to contact the control room.
Right. That's fine.
I have a question myself. I don't think I heard anything about waste materials and recycling.
So what
I don't think about using specific bins for specific type of materials. Are you going to use that? Are you going to do that?
So
Plan in place.
as I've explained the site plan, I showed you where the skips are, and skips going to be taken away and going to be recycled on.
Right, but a big part of recycling is making sure that from the beginning the correct materials are placed in the correct bins. They're not mixed up.
It is planned segregation in place.
It is okay.
Yes.
That's it for me. Thank you.
Anybody
Have I
else?
got to roll my questions out, or have we got one?
Yeah, can I have one? So you will have 30 people and you only have one fire marshal.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, which will be myself. But if we need more, we can arrange that to when the site will be open to have more fire marshals. But
Okay.
for the moment, we just have like one, which is myself.
But what about when you're on holiday?
Well, we're going to have supervisors that also
That's
finished fire marshal
So you're
courses.
going to
So
have more than one person then, yeah?
Yes, we will have
basically, yeah. At the moment, from the team, there's only Doreen who's a fire marshal. But obviously, there will be few supervisors joining us later on.
Yeah, before the work starts, you're going to appoint more fire marshals, yeah?
Yes,
Correct,
yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay,
we
thank
have.
you.
Do you guys have any traffic marshals close to the school, which will be monitoring there at all the time?
Yes, we will have that. It's not been thought about just yet, but yes, we will. Before we start, we're definitely going to have fire marshal close to the school. We're probably gonna get our vehicles to drive on the front of the school a bit slower as well.
Okay. That's it.
You know what? I think you've just saved them getting my questions because that's just rolling up to 5 minutes there. Well done, guys. Well done. Hey, you pulled it out the bag there. You really pulled it out the bag. Right, let me stop the recording and then we can stop the recording and we can all have a breather.